Hey guys, Eric here with Verus Engineering, and I will be going over a rear diffuser install on a 987. This is a 987.1, but it also fits a 987.2. In the package, you will get 3 pieces of a rear diffuser, carbon rear diffuser, each side, and then a centerpiece. You'll get some bracketry as well, and then some hard rubber strakes, which deform as you hit them, but at the same point they are rigid enough that airflow will not deform them at speeds. And then of course we have a hardware bag that is included as well. Let's get to the install. We're gonna start the install by assembling the rear diffuser. So we dumped out all the M4 hardware, and we will basically assemble the 2 pieces of carbon with a strake in between using this hardware. You have bolts, large washers, small washers, and nylock nuts, all stainless. We will use the larger diameter washers for the outside strake and the smaller diameter for the inside. Let's get to work. Grabbing a washer and a bolt, and then another small washer and nut, we will be able to begin installing this strake. All right, at this point I have all the bolts, washers, and nuts installed. We obviously give you a few extras just in case you lose some. And then basically I created this for the nut side, and then I use an Allen wrench on the other side. This kind of makes it go a little bit quicker. But you're also welcome to use a wrench, basically any set of socket tools that you'd like, but this is how I did it personally. As far as tightening torque, they're M4s. They don't need to be extremely tight. They are nylock nuts, so they're not going to back off. I would go snug. You're talking maybe 60, 70 inch-pounds of force, not a ton. At this point, the rear diffuser is fully assembled. All the bolts are tight. And then if you look at the outside, you can see here, large washer on the outside of the strake, on the outside strake, and then small washer was used on the inside, on the carbon side. It's time to move to the car and start installing some brackets. Here is a shot of underneath the car. We're going to remove these right here. These are 2 15mm nuts, and then we will also remove the 4 10mm bolts. Those are already removed. And then, utilizing that hardware, we will reinstall our brackets in those locations. The brackets will all face forward. The ears, I guess you could call it. And the tighter bent side is the side that bolts to the car. If you look at this, tight, not as tight. To install the middle bracket, basically just pull down. Put the new bracket in, slide it up, and bolt it on. At this point, you can see that all 5 brackets are fully installed and ready to accept the new rear diffuser. So we'll grab our M6 hardware this time, and it will be a button head cap screw, washer, and then a serrated nut on the top of the diffuser that then sits on the bracket. All the hardware is stainless again to resist any rusting. It helps to have a friend during this part of the install, but I'm a Ranger today, so I would do it by myself. Lowered the car quite a bit for this part. It's easy to, semi-easy to stick your hand through and feed a nut in there that way. A neat feature with the serrated nut is that it can be tightened without holding a wrench on it. It resists backing off, and it can also be loosened without the necessity of a socket or a wrench on it. So that kind of is why we decided to use a serrated nut instead of, say, a nylock, because then the install would be quite a bit more difficult. So currently, the nuts and the bolts are not tightened. They're just sitting there, so it actually has quite a bit of movement. And we'll tighten them up shortly. We got one more bolt to do in the center, and we'll go over how to do that real quick. So the last bolt is that middle one, which is very difficult to get to with the top side on the nut. So we figured this out. Basically use lady fingers, cat claws. I've heard a few names for this, but you put the nut in that, and then you will slide that in through the, we'll go through the other side, but through one side, and then you'll put the bolt and the washer on the bottom side. It actually works pretty easily, and it's not bad at all once you have one of these. They're pretty long. It's that easy. So at this point, all the bolts are installed, all the nuts are installed. You're basically ready to tighten it up. Basically figure out where center is, because the diffuser does have quite a bit of wiggle room, and then start tightening some bolts up. There you have it. Diffuser is fully installed, ready to rock. Congratulations, you just installed our carbon fiber rear diffuser. We also offer a flat underbody panel that you might want to bolt up to it as well. Feel free to let us know if you have any questions, comments, feedback, all that type of stuff. Send it to sales@verus-engineering.com. Thanks for watching.